It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we're going to be taking a look at a can of Northern Monk's Northern Star. This is a chocolate caramel biscuit porter coming in at 5.2% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. Some of you might remember this being called Northern Star Mocha Porter in a 330 milliliter can, which is about this big. And it was 5.9% ABV. This is now being rebranded. It's now a Tesco beer. Without further ado, let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. So what's really interesting about the beer is the fact that the first beer under the name Northern Star was 5.9% ABV. Bigger beer, smaller can. And you could pick it up in Morrison's. So it's a complete flip around. You now have to buy it in a different supermarket. It's lower in ABV, but it's in a bigger can. I reviewed it 5 years ago, so asking me to remember what Northern Monk's Northern Star Mocha Porter tasted like 5 years ago, well, it was a long time ago and my memory's not that great. So all I can do is just review what I have in my hand, which is a chocolate caramel biscuit porter. So immediately, what am I thinking? I'm thinking they've gone from mocha coffee, more of a traditional bitter porter with bitter coffee, bitter roasted malts, more of a traditional porter, to something that's probably going to be more sweet, a lot more sweet. Chocolate caramel biscuit porter. Now, where do I sit with it? Where do I stand with it? Okay, Northern Monk have changed over the last 5 years. I bet they've changed massively since they produced the first Northern Star Mocha Porter. Now they sell, or they want to sell, to a bigger market, a bigger fan base, more of the common man on the street. And I would hedge my bets as to say that I reckon the common man on the street would prefer a sweeter beer than a bitter beer. And that's the reason behind the rebrand. That's the reason behind the change. Some of you might have noticed that I'm using my Northern Monk Seabrooks cheese and onion lager glass. I couldn't resist, I couldn't help myself. We got a 2 to 3 finger tan coloured head, a jet black beer in the glass. Let's get the aroma. It's definitely sweeter. It's definitely sweeter, but I reckon probably, yeah, that's going to suit more people. You still get porter, which is important for me personally as a beer reviewer and more of a traditionalist in terms of styles. But I fully understand the need to innovate in beer, of course. Chocolate. Quite a lot of coffee, actually. There is still quite a lot of coffee in this beer. Actually, if you told me it was a mocha coffee beer with the aroma alone, I would say, yeah, I agree with that. Biscuit, chocolate. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. It's very drinkable. It's very drinkable. If I was, say, in my living room, put this on the table next to me, switch my Xbox on, had a little bit of an Xbox game, playing football or racing games as I do or whatever, and I had this next to me, and I just wanted something. Sometimes you just want something sitting next to you, don't you? Then this would be okay. This would be absolutely fine. You know, I'd be quite happy with 3 or 4 cans of this. As a weekday just get me through the week type of beer. We all have them beers. One of my best mates has a tribute or 2 or 3 tributes every night of the week. Nostal tributes. And that's his kind of go-to weekly, daily, get through the week beer. This could be mine. This honestly could be mine. But if you're actually asking me to dig deep and tear this beer and really kind of look at it in a reviewing aspect, it's slightly thin. It's definitely a lot thinner than the original would have been at 5.9% ABV. There would have been a lot more malt back then to justify that ABV. It is a little bit more synthetic, I would say. It's a little bit more. It still holds on, which I'm quite impressed about. The mocha coffee flavours. It's still got a bit of roasted malt in there. But there is then a synthetic chocolate coming through. Like if you were to go around the shop in the winter and buy yourself a tub of Galaxy hot chocolate, you know, that kind of powdered chocolate flavour. It's not massive though. It's not massive, but it's definitely in there. But it's okay. It's okay. It really is okay. It's I'm not going to sing and dance on the top of the rooftops. I'm not going to start jumping around in my kitchen going, "Stone the crows," you know. It's not one of those beers. But it's a beer that I could quite happily drink through the week. But then again, you're asked to pay, I think this is about £3 or £4 a can now. That's the difference. That's probably the reason why it wouldn't be my daily driver. Because it's £4 a can now. And it's 5.2% ABV. Right, chocolate caramel biscuit porter. In the north, we can have warmth. They're very proud, the Northern Monk, very proud. Right, okay, this is this story of how they got started on the side of the can. Nothing really to talk about in terms of descriptions. The ingredients are water, malted barley, oats, lactose, biscuit, chocolate, caramel, vanilla, hops and yeast. I'm going to rate it. Where did I put it? Oh, it's right in front of me. It's a funny one. If this come in a 4-pack, this could be my daily driver. I like porters, I like stouts. It's my natural gravitation to a stout and a porter when I drink beer just to relax. But it would be too pricey for me for £3 or £4 a can for this. Really too pricey. It's a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.